Is a police pursuit of a number of individuals. I'm hearing possibly up to 4 men that are in this vehicle that you can see is splitting lanes here in the Anaheim area on surface streets. It's been on surface streets here through the Garden Grove and Anaheim area for quite some time. Kind of going to be going under us here for just a moment in an area of some apartments. Now, these men are wanted in connection with a robbery that took place where shots were fired. And apparently the shooter is not the driver, but the passenger that is sitting in one of the back seats. So pretty much a full car here. The car itself may actually be stolen as well. And it looks like these men are very familiar with this area because you can see that they're right now in an alleyway here behind some apartments and an industrial building. So let's see if they don't accidentally trap themselves into a situation that they can't get out of. But I mean, if they did, that really wouldn't be bad considering how long this chase has been going on, because we first heard about it when we were back at Whiteman Airport. So that's easily a 30-minute flight, and we were able to make it overhead before it terminated. And it's still well in effect here in Anaheim with the airship for Anaheim Police overhead. It's Angel and the sheriff's helicopter Duke that are trailing this guy from above, and multiple units here behind the vehicle as well. I believe they're all Anaheim Police. If I get a chance though to look at the door, I'll be able to tell you for sure. Orange County agencies are what are called encrypted on the radios, on the scanner, so I actually can't hear this pursuit, so I'm just kind of going with what we're seeing here. And every now and then I can hear the California Highway Patrol talk. A couple of people there. It's unclear if they know this person or if those people are just watching this pursuit go by and they can't help but to try to get it on social media, which is never what you want to do because, again, these people are possibly armed. So it could really put you and everybody else in a dangerous situation here. Coming in with a unit right in front of him, just crashed into him. There's a pedestrian who kicked the door. Now, this is getting kind of ridiculous here. People are trying to get involved, but man, you guys have to know that this is an armed individual. A very dangerous situation, wanted for using a weapon during the commission of a robbery, and I believe there were actually shots fired when that happened. It's unclear when and where that happened, but you can see that officers are in trail of this older model car, possibly a stolen car as well. Look at all of the officers here that are trailing this vehicle, as well as the 2 helicopters overhead as it continues to cut here through a lot in the Anaheim area just off of Euclid and Ball. Wow, this is so crazy to me. They're trying to get these guys from every direction. Looks like coming to a stop here in front of that person that they tried to talk to before. Now all doors opening here. That's not what the officers want. They don't want everyone to come out at the same time. They really want to take control of the situation, and when they all come out at exactly the same moment, it really makes it difficult for the officers to really practice good officer safety in this case, because they would ideally like to take each one into custody individually, make sure to check their waistbands, make sure that there's nothing on them that could possibly harm them. And when they all jump out like this, it really does put them at a disadvantage. So they'll try to slow things down. You can see that officers have their guns drawn there. The police canine is standing by as well. And what they'll do is they'll just go one by one and try to take these guys into custody. At this point, though, everyone appears to be complying. It's really interesting to me, though, that they stopped right in front of this pedestrian that they stopped to talk to at least once during this pursuit. There were actually a couple people out there that they stopped to talk to. And when they came around the second time was where they finally just stopped the car, opened the doors, and jumped out. Again, these men were wanted in connection with robbery that took place where shots were fired. The shooter was believed to be not the driver, but the rear passenger behind the driver. In that case, that would make it mean that it's one of those 2 men that are right there in the center of the shot. But it'll be up to Anaheim Police to figure out who's who. But everyone will be taken into custody just the same. There's the police canine waiting to jump in if his services are needed, but at this point they are not, because everyone is complying here. Everyone's still kissing the pavement. And again, we can't hear this on the scanner because Anaheim police are encrypted, but I can just tell you based off of our previous knowledge and experience here, the way this typically works is they will approach each individual one by one, or they'll have them get up and walk back towards them and take them into custody. Of course, they'll do a cursory search of their person just to make sure that there's nothing on them that could possibly harm any of the officers. But again, they believe that at least one of them may possibly be armed because a weapon was used during that shooting and robbery, which was the original reason why officers tried to pull the vehicle over. Now you see that one of the passengers, this guy was in the rear, he's scooting away from the car, which is exactly what officers want to do. They want to get these individuals away from the vehicle. So they're having him crawl towards them. I've seen this happen before. I remember covering a Buena Park police pursuit where they did this exact same thing, and it was really interesting to me that they had the guy crawl over to them. But it does put the suspect at a disadvantage when he's in that crawling position. So they're taking him into custody now, and they can refocus their attention on what look like another 4 men that are still here kissing the pavement in a shopping center in Anaheim, just off of Euclid. So in terms of freeways, we're not far from the 91 and the 5.